We're live.
Man,
Welcome
we're
back
live.
to Underground Nutrition, Paramount Gym, After Hours.
Boom.
This is episode number 19. Technically,
I was going to say, is that what it is? It should be 20, shouldn't it?
it should have been 20.
Right.
But what happened there?
What happened with that?
I made a mistake.
You made a mistake.
You get what you pay for.
Does that mean you're paying
Are
for
you
this session?
implying that we didn't pay? That we don't pay?
So this is episode
19 and
19 and a half. Our last podcast was rendered useless due to an audio malfunction, thanks to our producer. I'm not sure that we've yet to put together a show with audio and video
Together.
No.
Quality.
Something's always wrong.
It's been a year, and we still haven't hit that mark.
Where everybody is mic'd, the video's on,
Yep.
and it goes smoothly.
Yeah.
So maybe this is the episode. So anyway, listen, guys, let's get into the podcast.
What do we got?
Today is a very special day.
Oh, yeah, like today's date.
Today's date. It's the 19th anniversary, Donnie, of the Killdozer. Are you familiar with this? Okay.
Pull that up, Jamie.
Pull it up. It's one of my favorite stories of all time. He's the patron saint of small business. I think his name was Marvin Heemeyer.
St. Marvin.
Saint Marv.
What town?
This is somewhere in Colorado, if I remember off the top of my head.
St. Marv of Colorado.
Saint Marv of Colorado.
Newest saint in the Catholic Church.
Patron saint of small business and corruption, anti-corruption. So I'm going to tell you guys the story because it's one of my favorite stories. I love anti-hero folk stories. You guys remember the Sky King?
No, who's this guy?
Oh, my God. I never was going to land this plane. We'll wait for his anniversary.
Oh, yeah?
One of my favorite guys
Okay.
of all time. Stole a plane. Was just joyriding. Suicide joyride. They said I was never planning on landing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Anyway, so let's get back to Killdozer. This guy, Marvin, he owned a little muffler shop, a little small business. He's doing pretty well. And the town approved the construction of a concrete factory across the street and essentially closed off his front entrance, making it difficult for people to find it, to get in, blocking off his entry. So he appealed to the town and said, hey, look, can we do something about this? This is going to mess my business up. Right? So there's some corruption. Probably people are paid off, going to make money on this plant. They say, no, we can't do anything for you. So he says, okay, well, listen, why can I just build a road, a new entranceway? Can I get the permits to do it myself and make a new entrance so that my business isn't fucked up? And they said no.
Something with the sewer line? What's there
Well,
a sewer line?
Yeah. So he makes a big stink about this. There's a lot of blood's hot.
Yeah.
He feels like completely
And this is over a span of time.
span of time,
Like
a couple years.
I think it was years. Bro.
Yeah.
I think it was 5+ years.
The construction of the construction plant severed his sewer line, and then they fined him $2,500. And I believe that this was the catalyst.
Right.
So at some point, he took a bulldozer and started wielding 1.5-inch steel plate around it, turning it into a fucking tank, right?
Literally. Just a kill tank.
And the Killdozer,
Yeah.
right? He put concrete in between the steel, so it was like impervious. So it was like even
Indestructible.
Yeah.
Anti-tank bullets couldn't get through this fucking
Right.
thing. And he started that fucker up, and he took that bitch on a joyride
Through the town.
through the town, took out the police station, city hall, the mayor's home, the concrete plant. He destroyed $7 million worth of property.
Wow.
The police went fucking bonkers. SWAT was out there trying to stop it. They couldn't stop
Did
it.
he attach any weapons to it?
He had some guns in there. I
Okay.
don't think he ever fired a shot. He didn't kill anybody.
I know that he didn't kill anybody.
I don't think his intention
Nobody
that day.
injured or anything like that?
No, nobody was hurt. Everybody was out of the way. I think it went 5 miles an hour. He did $7 million.
Slow mo.
He did $7 million of damage at 5 miles an hour. They tried everything. He was ramming other bulldozers off the road. They tried boxing him in. They couldn't do shit until eventually, I believe, his radiator busted, and he got hemmed up and he shot himself in the head. He committed suicide.
Right.
And he had made a statement that sometimes reasonable men are forced to do unreasonable things.
In the tank. He shot himself in the tank.
Killed himself in the tank, and then they had to spend hours trying to
Get him out?
torch the thing open.
This is your hero.
I love the guy.
Yeah.
He's a folk hero because he's like he got completely fucked. He's a small bit. I own a small business, so I put myself in the position as like you start to make some success for yourself, and then the people responsible, the government who's supposed to represent you, shill for larger corporations, are completely unreasonable, fine you into oblivion, right? And force you to make either to just take it, which 99.9% of the people in the world would do.
Mm-hmm.
I think most people would probably would have given up
You
that
assume
fight.
you have no choice.
Yeah. Assume you have no choice. But I feel like he was a principled guy. And he took a stand.
I feel like he was a principal guy.
He might have had some wires short to begin with.
I don't know. A lot of people described him as being pretty well mannered, and I mean, imagine like a city government or town government just being so unreasonable that they can't work with you. Like you telling me they couldn't work with him a little bit to allow him the permits, and then to fine him for the sewer being severed that they, in fact, severed themselves. It just seems like they probably didn't like him very much because he probably made a lot of, like this happened to me. If I was going to do a Killdozer, I would do it to the toll system. Who are the toll people? Mm-hmm. My card was disconnected from Easy Pass.
I was there for this conversation.
Enlighten me.
Talking to some poor woman on Easy Pass.
Well, let me just say this.
Scott
okay?
started going in. He pulled out his taxes. He's like, I've been paying taxes for 10 years.
Right.
I drive on the roads every single day. Okay, I don't know if you guys know this. You guys have Easy Pass?
I do.
No, I'm anti-Easy Pass.
You're
You
anti-Easy
don't know
Pass.
this?
So I would be until I had it, but now I see how much I was paying. Because who the fuck has 75 cents just laying around every day, all the time? Okay, nobody's in the fucking toll booth. So anyway, my card was disconnected from Easy Pass. I didn't realize it because if you keep a low balance in Easy Pass, it'll say call control center. Mm-hmm. Right
As you drive through.
Because it wants to let you know that you have a low balance, right?
It wants you to give them more money.
It wants you to give them more money. So I was ignoring that. Then also I got my mail and I had all these violations.
Fines.
And I called them up and they're like, for $60 of missed tolls, they wanted $2,000 from me. And I said, listen, I said 1 month ago the card was disconnected. It was a mistake. Okay, I didn't realize that this is what was happening. What can you do? And they're like, nothing.
Like,
You have to, and then they're like, well, we could take off $500. You can give us $1,500, and we'll let you get Easy Pass back. We'll take care of this today. I said, the fucking.
So you unbeknowingly, whatever, you racked up $2,000 worth of tolls.
Well,
No. It was $60 in tolls, but the fines is
fines $2,000.
yeah
fines.
So I paid the
Because every
tolls.
time is $50.
Every time is $50. Okay, so it's like 1 month of driving. I take the Parkway every single day. I take the Turnpike. $20 on the fucking Turnpike.
That's insane.
It's nuts, right?
You remember when that was supposed to go away when the roads were?
The Parkway was supposed to be
Once
free.
it paid for
Bro,
itself.
when I was driving to Newark 6 days a week at my old job, my Easy Pass bill a month was $350.
Yeah.
My father pays for that still. and that shit's in the will.
It's in the will.
Talk about local heroes.
Bro,
Forget Killdozer, Justin Caruso.
Real quick, I don't mean to change. It's on a similar subject of Easy Pass. 3 years ago, he was in South Carolina for the winter, and my mom calls me and says, "Listen, your dad's a little sick. We're going to the hospital." And it could have been something serious. Dead ass. After I kind of like heard about it and talked to my mom, and she's all right. Got on the phone call the next day. I was like, all right, just so you know, like if this is it for Dad, like he pays the Easy Pass bill, and that shit's gonna continue
after.
So get him on the phone to make sure that shit's written down somewhere, because I am not paying Easy Pass till the day they die.
So this is what I said. So I went through a process. I had to go through an appeals process because they're like, well, there's nothing more we can do. I said, okay, there's got to be some sort of appeals process.
You're not in charge.
I have been paying.
You answered the phone. You're not in charge.
You're. I don't know what you're doing. I have been paying tolls with this card. You can see for how long, how many thousands of dollars over the past years have I been paying? Clearly, there was an issue. It was a mistake. I paid all of the tolls that I owed for. We're talking about a 4-week period of time.
You're gonna find me $1,500.
You think that I'm going to give you $1,500 for what exactly? And they say basically to me that that's their final offer. And then it comes out on the phone that I'm talking to a third party, basically a collections agency.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing the whole, I pay taxes.
Scott had I was there. I was in Underground in Marlboro. Scott was in the back room with his tax returns out.
I was doing the math. I just want to be clear, right? And it's this woman, this fucking DMV level IQ. You know, you're just talking to like a insipid, like,
might as well be a
I'm bothering
robot.
you.
Yeah.
Right? You're trying to tell me that I owe you $1,500 for nothing.
Yeah.
Right? And so I said, I will live and die and I'm going to never pay another toll for as long as I live. I'm just blowing every toll. I don't care.
Yeah. I'm fine.
I'm spitting in the basket. I'm throwing garbage in it. I don't care. I'm driving through it going 50 miles an hour, throwing a handful of pennies, blaring the horns. Bang, fuck you. Right? And I have mad violations. So if I was going to Killdozer,
Right. I was going to say you were close to building a Killdozer after that.
I was going to go all the toll plazas until I wouldn't shoot myself at the end. I would take the 20 years.
You would take the 20?
Yeah, I don't think I could pull the trigger out for fucking tolls. You know, that was the guy's livelihood. $1,500, I blow my brains out. I think maybe it's a little deeper than that.
Now, Easy Pass just decides how much they have your bank account information, correct?
Yeah.
And they
insist on a limit.
So wouldn't it make sense that every single time you go through a toll, they take said toll out of your bank account? That's how it should be.
Yeah. Well, yes, but no, they don't. They don't do that.
No, they pull. What is it? 75.
Yeah, you have to keep like a balance.
Yeah,
yeah. Because
they don't want to pay the fees involved in taking the money out.
Here's another thing. This is the craziest shit in the world. It's 2023. Okay, I don't even need a physical card to make a transaction in a ShopRite. I can basically use my brain, like with Apple Pay. Just blink my eyes and it takes it. You're telling me in the state of New Jersey that we can't have a fucking debit card reader at the tolls? Like everywhere in Europe, when you're in Ireland, you have a choice. You can use cash, you can pay at the toll, or you can use your fucking card.
Yeah.
I'm using my debit card in a foreign country to pay tolls, but I can't do it here. And then when I say this to them on the phone, it's like funny to them. They're like, I don't know. This is above me. What are you talking about, dude? You owe me $1,500. You gonna pay it or not?
That's all they care about.
They're removing the cash, the amount. Now you have like a huge like array of tolls so that when you come up and it's 10 plazas, say, and what used to be 4 or 5 cash options is now 2, and one of them has a red X.
And every once in a while, there'll be somebody, the full service with somebody in it, but every other time, it depends. I don't even know what the schedule is. It's exact change only.
The one by my house, our house that you get on the Parkway.
Yeah.
The full service one is always closed.
I gave the guy a 50 today, and he was like, "I'm going to give you like 30 singles back." I'm like, "Well, I need it, so
I'll run that."
Yeah. Do you have any quarters?
Dick.
It's not the New Jersey toll, but like who's responsible for like the Verrazano Bridge and the what's the one
bridges?
What's the one that goes into Staten Island Outer Bridge? Like was that the bridge and tunnel?
Verrazano.
Because I owe them thousands.
Do you? Is it go to collections?
They're not taking your license.
I don't know.
I haven't gotten any collections notifications.
I'm racking up violations. I was hoping that there'd be some sort of court. That's what I was trying to get to.
You wanted to go to court.
I said, is there another boss above you? Is there another level? Because I want to appeal.
Your manager.
I want to appeal the appeal. And she's like, this is the end of the road. I said, am I talking to New Jersey?
Or is
can I speak to Governor Iowa?
And then it turns out that I'm not talking to New Jersey has sold essentially my debt to a company, and now I owe this third-party company because I've paid the tolls. But whatever, I'm getting off a topic. What I want to talk about is
the establishment
unreasonable and narco-capitalism. Yeah. And I'm an ANCAP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Is that what you are? Oh, you know what ANCAP is? Anarcho-capitalist, I think.
Yeah.
Anarcho. It's like it's like a fucking jumbo shrimp.
I don't know if that's the best way to describe it, but sure.
I don't even know what that is. I played somebody in chess with that flag and everything, and I called them bad name.
Did you get banned from the chess?
No,
chess
I got
platform?
warned.
You got warned.
It wouldn't let me say what I wanted to say, and like
Really?
it will reject it. So I used like some like the at sign to
Yeah.
spell it out. You know, I spelled it out phonetically.
Nice.
yeah. But I wanted to talk about reasonable men being put in having to do unreasonable things. Do you have an example of this in your life?
I was thinking about it. I don't think so.
You've never
bro.
been pressed to the point where you had to do something where everybody in your life was like, no, you can't do that. And you're like, yes, I can. Actually, I did. I did it. I already did it.
Yeah.
No?
I don't think so, dude.
Can you imagine the scenario? Like,
Yeah.
what would it take for you to build a Killdozer?
Build a Killdozer?
I mean, like, to get to that point where you have to do something that's maybe like, even against the law. Like, where's the line? You know, do you think if somebody fucked your business,
if
like
you start fucking with my family or my business.
family, I would say you would probably tolerate business.
What do you think
Why
would
you say
happen if
that?
we had like?
Because I don't know if that's your line.
Right.
Like that guy's line is a weird line. Like I have a small business. I don't think that's my like.
Yeah.
If the government started fucking with my small business and made it hard, I would complain about it loudly.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would be building a Killdozer.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think I would. If they built like a Globo gym right across the street from fucking the Globo gym, like, and they were like,
He'd go over there and sign up. He'd be over there.
He'd be like, I like their
I'd
cardio
go in at
equipment.
2
They got
o'clock
cool.
and I'd see
I like their
Justin
stair
across the
steppers.
street in the window doing the stairs, just waving.
"How's Paramount, John?" No, I don't.
But
think
you
I
don't
would
have
do
a
it for-
real life instance of this.
No, I never had someone really fuck with the family, but I think that's where I draw the line. Like if you start fucking with my family or my loved ones,
Yeah.
and like you guys are
He just
included in
point to
that.
me.
Yeah. Us. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Like for your friends.
yeah, like I could do some
Like a
probably
la
unreasonable
like Costa
shit.
Nostra kind of
yeah,
stuff.
just like 8 ball and a sock and boom.
Yeah.
you know, type-
What about you? You ever?
Well, I don't. The
You ever
toll
been
thing,
pushed in that position?
I mean, I told you, and I mean, I never even realized it until you kind of just brought it up. I'm adamantly against Easy Pass. I very rarely pay tolls, and I don't get tickets anymore.
You don't get tickets for
No.
blowing tolls?
No.
I don't know how he doesn't. That's weird.
I
as
throw
fuck.
handfuls of whatever's in my car.
That's what I'm.
Yeah,
That's
you
that's
just
the
speak-
that's the method I'm doing is the beeping and making the
That's it.
gesture.
That's it. You gesture.
Well,
and you're
pennies,
like, oh, it didn't turn
chapstick,
green.
Beep isn't a thing. I've talked to people that work in the toll. The beeping is not. It's a made up. It's like a what do they call, like an old wives' tale.
Yeah, I think it was for people who like when somebody was standing there, you let them know like you like pick that shit up. You know.
Yeah, grab that.
Yeah.
I just missed.
Why did anybody pay tolls before the cameras and stuff?
Honor system.
Well, it was like 15 cents. So I guess.
Yeah, like
I'll tell you a funny story. There was there was a time when I was much younger, and I used to commute to Newark and back a fair amount. And
For work. For what? For work.
For work, yeah. And
Yeah, that Sherm.
yeah.
It's wet.
he definitely wasn't getting sherm. He was getting pistol whipped by the same guy. and still going back to him.
Owed him $10.
So there was a point where I was allowed to like use the what I thought was my car, but it really wasn't. It was just a spare car in the household because it wasn't in my name. I was allowed to use it to go to school and back. And so I had to do whatever I had to do in that time frame, and obviously I had to make a choice between school or
Going to work.
going to work, and that my cover got blown because I was getting photos mailed to me of me in the Newark, the exit 142 toll plaza, looking on the ground for change.
Not even for the toll, for personal use. To buy a Lucy.
And that's how that the cameras at the toll plazas back in over 20 years ago had me up
Yeah.
142
Cat was in
And then they
bed.
sent you to the woods.
Iowa,
everywhere. Yeah,
Or
With
no,
Donnie.
Seattle.
Donnie was your camp counselor.
Donnie was-
He wrote a book about it.
Seattle. Yeah, I'd never been pushed to that limit. I don't think.
No.
I boycotted Staten Island for a little bit because I got robbed.
But you never,
I didn't like.
You never thought about
I
John
never thought
Waking?
about,
like
I never thought about like planting a bomb there and blowing up.
you
the
never
whole
thought about it?
shit
Did it like
island.
cross your mind?
Fucking hate Staten Island though.
I go through. I have intrusive thoughts.
Yeah.
When things happen.
Good.
You know, I really have to reel it back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should talk about that in therapy.
I do.
Okay, good.
Intrusive thoughts. That's a whole hour right there of
Could leave Mom aside for this session. I'm going to talk about my intrusive thoughts.
Intrusive thoughts.
I saw Scott take a TV off a guy's wall once. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that.
I heard about that story. That's pretty good.
I literally found a text message of me texting him after where I said basically, look, I'm sorry that it happened like that, but you owed me some money. So
Consider yourself lucky.
Yeah. We're even.
All right,
I was a different guy back
We're
then.
taking a TV.
I was a different. You want to hear that story? The guy owed me some money once. Well, actually, technically, he owed John some money, right? But I was trying to teach John like a lesson, like a son. So we got in I picked him up. I said, we're getting in
He
the car.
owed me money. I owed Scott money.
Did I make you drive or did I drive?
I drove.
You drove.
Yeah.
So we got now the kid owed some money, but he was we found out that he was probably using some drugs.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm like really mad. You know, it's like it's not a lot of money, but it's enough money for me to be fucking aggravated about. You know, it's the principle of it.
Enough to make an exam. Enough to get in the car.
And this is a guy I knew. Like I knew him pretty well. Like I wouldn't say he was a friend, but I wouldn't say he wasn't a friend. You know, he's like a satellite friend, friend of a friend of a friend.
Okay.
So I said, John, we're gonna have to teach you a lesson like in the movies,
like a Bronx Tale.
like a Bronx Tale. John got in the car.
Up in.
Or no, I got in John's car.
I remember on the drive home, on the drive there, Scott said to me, he's like, we might go to jail tonight.
And John was like, shit.
I was like, what? I mean, as long as Scott's coming. I don't care.
I was pretty sure it would be a simple assault, but in hindsight, that would have been we would have gotten a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, armed robbery. Well, not armed
No,
robbery.
it would have
he
been
gave it
home
to- he gave it to Scott.
Home invasion.
home invasion. I mean, if he wanted to start,
He invited you in.
He did. So we pull up magically. This kid's using drugs, so the chances of him being home
Anywhere.
and he was pulling in to his as we were pulling up, right?
Yeah, to the neighborhood. Like he pulled.
We pulled in and we
ahead
pulled
of
in
us,
behind him.
And the car had an underground nutrition sticker on it.
We get out of the car and I'm like, Dave, what's up, bro? you got some money for me? And it got what happened? I don't even remember how we ended up in the house and me taking his TV off his wall. Saying I was gonna.
I think you said I gotta leave here with something. I gotta leave. I didn't drive all the way down here.
I didn't drive down here
For nothing. To hear an excuse.
His girlfriend was like she was she wasn't using drugs, and his girlfriend was like, "Please don't kill us. I'm not here for you. You can pay his debt. I will let you pay his debt."
Right.
And then he gave me his TV, and we left. That is an example of I was being reasonable. We asked him very nicely for a period of time, can you please pay me the money that you owe me? And he was ghosting me, and I had to act unreasonably.
Now, let me ask you a question. When you went to college for those couple of years,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean when I say you went to college,
Yeah.
did you have to do anything unreasonable in there?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
I just want to hear one of those stories. I don't know if this will make the final edit.
I'm taking my part out. So
What?
You gonna leave your
part out.
butthole part out?
You don't have. I know the story you're gonna tell. I don't think you should tell that one.
Which one?
There's got to be a different one.
Don't tell.
Don't tell the
You're
one.
the one that you can tell.
No, that you might. Donnie might think differently of you.
What, the pedophile?
I don't know. Is that what he was?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tell your story.
Rock out.
Just
No.
don't put it. I don't care if it's on a podcast.
I don't know if I could tell this story.
Is there
Okay.
like a?
All right. I'm
what's it
sorry for
called?
bringing it up.
No. I'm trying to think if there was like a smaller one.
What about the guy that was calling you? What did he call you? He called you a different name. Thought you had a different name. You saw him on the boardwalk.
Oh, HB, right? Or are you talking about HB?
No, the guy that he called you. He thought your name was like.
Joe. Okay, yeah. I don't know if this really fits, but it is a pretty funny story. This was in the county. Oh man, I don't know how this will translate. So, I mean, I don't know. I'll just give it a little back.
The party boy story is good.
Party boy, yeah, but that's a little. There's some like affiliations and stuff. We don't want to do all that. I don't know. That was over some chicken. You know,
Yeah.
I was being
What
reasonable.
about the guy that said he knew your girlfriend?
Oh, well, again, I wasn't being reasonable. At no point in that
you
story
were
was I a reasonable guy.
No, you were being unreasonable.
The guy came up to me. He said,
it wasn't
he
a
said,
reasonable-
I know your girlfriend. And I said, what the fuck did you say to me? He's like, I know Diana. There's a fucking girl I had tattooed on my neck who's dead now. God rest her soul. And I said, just because he said her name out loud to me in the day room, I made him pay me rent. Not only did he pay me... Not only did he pay me rent while he was there, but he paid me rent when he went to state prison. He
was putting money in your commissary from state prison?
He was sending money.
Oh, my God.
Because I told him I was going to send word. I couldn't imagine, like, who would I send word to? Be like, oh, you got to check this kid. He said he knew my girlfriend on the street.
Oh, my God. You played them.
Like, what did you mean by that?
Goons up in state prison?
No, I'll tell you the story about the kid that I ended up seeing outside of jail. So it was me. Prison life's a little weird, the politics of it, but at this point I've had time in on the tier. So for that particular, for the white boys on the tier, right. I was that dude, right? So I'm sitting on top of the.
You could be completely making this out.
You know, I did. Well, Johnny Williams would have. He co-signed. Johnny Williams was.
God rest his soul.
God rest his soul. R.I.P. Johnny. But he was on the tier with me when this happened, right? So
did he beat somebody up for walking on a floor that he just mopped?
He did. He racked him with the mop bucket. Walking on his mop floor.
Got pissed
There's
off.
politics, bro. You don't walk on someone's mop floor.
Yeah.
You don't do that. There's a couple things you don't do. You never say suck my dick. You don't reach over someone's food, and you don't walk on a mop floor. Everybody knows
The
these.
third one is a real thing.
What, walking on a mop floor?
Yeah.
Yeah, like because self-sanitation, there's two types of people. There's fucking dirtbags, and then there's the people who are like,
Keep it clean.
Keep it clean.
Yeah.
You know? And so if you just mop your floor, they were crazy. They would get wax their floors.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought
That
he
shit-
was
like it was like
waxing
their
the
car.
cafeteria.
No, he might have. I think he was doing his job.
Yeah.
But he just mopped it. And there's nothing worse than mopping a floor and then
there's
somebody's
footprints.
stupid footprints with your
Yeah.
Bobos fucking
I
walking
get
across.
mad when I do it in the gym and
The bathroom,
you know,
yeah.
and somebody walks in the
Yeah, some
bathroom at like
fucking chicletas,
9:59. I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah. So I may. Do you want to hear the story? All right. So we're sitting at the top tier. Where I'm in a gray sweat outfit because I'm like leveling up. You know, like the fucking video games. I'm like leveled up. Right. I got a little fucking homemade Scully. Right. Fresh shape up from the tranny on the tier who does it with a nail clipper. Right. But we keep the door open because you don't want anybody to think anything. She, I'm going to use the right pronoun, gave a sick fade with a nail clipper, right? So,
A nail clipper.
bro, I don't even know. It's the craziest thing ever. You literally use clippers and a nail clipper to give fucking fades, like skin fades. Call them kufi fades because it looked like you had a kufi
You
on.
had a kufi on?
So this guy walks in. It was like fresh meat time, like you see in the movies, and it was fucking new people came in, and it was a white guy, right? So that's, I mean, race in jail is everything. Like the blacks expect you to figure out who's coming on the tier. The blacks aren't going to check. The Mexicans aren't going to check. They got a weird looking black guy come on the tier. They're going to check to see what they're about. So I see the guy. He's like pacing back and forth, being like talking to himself. And I'm like, Johnny, look at this fucking, look at this tree jumper. We got a fucking live one, right? He just looked like a chomo. He was acting weird. He was really nervous. And usually when guys like that, they're either kicking drugs or they got some weird ass charge. And he just looked weird. So I was like, I'm like, yo. And he looks up and I'm like, come here. And he's like being fucking weird. I'm like, what? Come fucking here. Come up here. So he comes up. Oh, God, I wish I could remember like all of the circumstances. But I basically said, so what are you here for? Right? And he said some weirdo, wacko shit, like the bitch deserved it. Now, in jail, it's like there's this weird moral thing where it's like, for all of a sudden, everybody's sticking up for fucking women. Like
and children.
Yeah, like, but you don't allow rapists, you don't allow kid touchers.
Yeah.
And if it's a white dude, you better, the white guys are expected to handle it. Black dudes are expected, nobody interferes with that kind of shit.
Maybe
so
like Kingstown shit.
I said, what are you here for? He's like, this fucking bitch. He's like acting. I said, what? And I said, what are you here for? And he said something crazy. Now I'm walking into the cell, and I was like, basically like, he's like, I'll fight anybody. That's what he says. I'll fight anybody. I said, well, congratulations. You're going to fight me. Right?
Ding, ding, ding. You won.
He comes in the room with me. And I'm like, I'm 220. I'm working out. I've been fighting I've been in jail for a minute, fighting once a week, No, not that much. But he comes in and I grabbed him by his shirt and I fucking pulled him towards me like this to hit him. And they had these metal shelves. And he busted his eye on it and it knocked him down. He thought I punched him in the face, but he didn't realize like what happened, right? So he got fucking completely wrecked by the shelf because I yanked him. I didn't mean to do that. And so he was knocked out, blood open, his eye open. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God. Here we go. I'm going to jail, right?
You're going to jail.
I'm going to jail. I'm going to
jail,
right? And then, so they get him out. Everybody fucked with each other there. Blood's fucked with, so they're like, you gotta get this guy fuck out. Put him in his fucking room, cleaned him up, and he didn't say nothing.
Oh, nice.
Right? And then food came around. He ended up getting commissary, giving me commissary. He had a fucking shiner out to here, and he kept saying, Joe. Kept calling, Joe, you hit hard. Right?
Damn right I did.
And then, 4 years later, I'm in fucking AC on the boardwalk, and he's like, I hear this guy. He's like, Joe, Joe, and I'm like, what's this fucking guy who fucking thinks I broke his fucking face? Turns out he was there for drunk driving. So,
was he drunk when this happened?
Dude, he was just a fucking weirdo. He had some kind of mental illness.
Yeah,
and he never said nothing. The cops saw his face. He never said anything, and they did a knuckle check. And all the blood and everything was cleaned up. He never said nothing. He was actually a stand-up guy.
Thanks, Joe.
In case he's watching. Joe.
I'm not sure that was a reasonable guy.
No, but it's a cool story.
But he put me in a position to have to.
Okay.
Do you think that'll make the cut? But I get it. People come in hard. They think everybody's trying to play them. Everybody thinks that they see movies and they're like, beat the biggest guy up. It doesn't work like that. Prison is not. The closest movie I ever saw that was close to prison was Shot Caller. And even that was very Hollywood.
It wasn't a bad movie.
It was a good movie. They got a lot right. A lot of the terminology. The West Coast is a little different, but
he was in for what was he doing? He was doing 4 months.
No, he had drunk driving,
and he killed somebody. But they were like, all right, you'll be out in 9 months or something, and they're like,
well, they put him right to work,
and they're like, you gotta go stab somebody.
Yeah, that's how. But I mean. That part of it, I mean, again, the West Coast politics are a little different. It might go like that. It goes like that. If you're part of a clique, the way it is, it doesn't, in his situation, in that guy's situation, he wasn't even a gang member. It's just that you're automatically affiliated there. If you're white, you have to be with the whites. And if they tell you to do something, you have to do it or they're going to bang you out. That's just how it is. That's the power dynamic. On the East Coast, it's not like that. It's not as race divided. Blacks, I would have a black punky, no problem. That wouldn't be an issue. There's white bloods,
There's a good show on Paramount, I think, Mayor of Kingstown. It's about, I think it's in Michigan, and it's just how, the jail is controlled by the outside and the guards are controlled by the police outside, and then there's one guy that is, I guess the mayor of Kingstown, they call him, and he's got affiliations or, I guess, relations with, the Bloods, the whites, the Latinos.
Yeah, well, that's the politics of it all.
Yeah, and it really is.
Because everybody has there's a power dynamic in every group. The cops run the show. It doesn't matter what you say. But the cops there's stand-up cops who just do everything by the book.
And then there's the shady ones.
And then there's the ones that cause all the problems, who bring all the stuff in and play the power shit. Because you'll see, I saw CEOs that had gang tattoos, the crown, 5-star crown stuff. A Latin king because they hang out with them. You'll see a work duty cop and he's only got kings with him. Right. That motherfucker's king on the street. Yeah, that's just how it is. Or you'll have a white guard that only messes with the white guys.
This is all new to me and John because we got from where we're from, you get points for staying out of jail.
Did you get points or did you get bail?
We got.
I didn't have a bail.
I didn't even know.
They sent you to you did jail in the woods.
Yeah, as a 16-year-old and got butt tickled. Probably that's why he's so fucked up.
Got butt tickled on the Oregon Trail.
Right.
Because
By
he
the
was
camp
drinking too much cough syrup.
Right.
Robo-tripping.
No wonder why this kid's so fucked up.
Oh, man.
Counselor.
I mean, this was 12. I came home in 2011. So this is like 12 years ago is when I came home. I went down in 2007.
Let's keep it that way, kiddo.
Oh, I'm not going. Come on, I'm not going back.
Unless
I had
you get pushed.
I had another story about being reasonable and then having to do unreasonable things, but I feel like we exhausted that. We could do the autism challenge.
Yeah.
Who is the most autistic?
Out of all three of us?
All three of us.
What do you think if you had to guess
Who's
who's the most autistic?
I think I have the most severe symptoms of autism.
I think so too.
But John is very spastic.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a trait of autism, but
Well,
it
we
is
got a
some.
therapist here. We should ask him.
So
John's tics that he has. I call them tics.
yeah.
They're not ticks.
All right. just
Nervous.
Slow down
Yeah.
over here. All right. Relax. We're talking about you, so you're not allowed to talk.
I'm not allowed to talk. I'm just gonna sit back.
You know.
It's this. When I took this test earlier, it said, "So
you
you
gonna
have
read-
autism. What should you do now?"
Right. Take a pill.
Oh, I'm gonna send this to you guys,
Okay.
and then maybe I'll read the answers. We'll answer them, and then we'll see who's the most autistic.
Sure.
Does that sound like fun? Do you want to take it on the side just for fun?
He,
Okay. So I'll just send this to you guys. Go ahead. You keep talking.
John, I mean, no. I mean, John's just got like little aneurysm tics. He rubs his face a lot.
I feel like they're nervous tells. Oh, somebody's green text.
I know, fucking Donnie Wahlberg
Galaxy,
over here.
fucking dork. Get the audio straight.
What about constant pacing? Is that a form of autism, or is it just nervousness? John,
He's a fidget spinner kind
oh
of guy.
my god! I mean, you'll
he's stimming.
see him with his thumb just, and I'll be talking. To
How
him.
about the licking the
what?
phone? Do you want to talk?
I've never seen him. I never seen him. No, actually, I have seen him lick his
You've
phone.
done that.
Yeah, if it was like, yeah.
If it's what?
I don't think
If it's what? What's
No,
the
you-
I've done it
explanation?
with my hand. I don't think.
No,
you-
I've seen you lick
licked
it.
it?
Yeah, you've seen
Yeah.
you lick it. But
wanna
he
talk
does-
about
to
that?
like clean the screen.
That's not.
Yeah, but usually people clean their screen with like their shirt. Somehow you
Twice.
think that your hand that has touched every disgusting thing in the gym can clean your phone, and then you start
think I just get
applying
OCD
pressure
about that.
This pressure that you put on this phone, it's scary that it doesn't crack it because it is wipe hard.
That's slightly exaggerated.
Yeah.
I'll do something like this, and I'll just kind of like get
All right, so this is
Get the
30.
grease
In
off.
order for us to,
get the grease that's on there off and replace it with the grease that's
With the
on
grease
my
that's
hand.
in your hand.
I think I've licked it and then like rubbed it on
Yeah,
my
that's
hands
what
to
you
like
do.
clean the screen.
Right.
guys, in order for us to do this,
What do we got to do? Put our
We have
emails in?
no, I sent it to you guys.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. I'm ready to start. We're gonna do the.
Self-obsessed.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to keep the show
Congratulate him on
going.
his
How many
fucking
people
no-
stayed tuned for the last 5 minutes?
Well,
I'm
he
just
can edit
curious.
that out. It's not like we're live.
We're gonna edit it.
All right,
Donnie,
so
you're going to edit that?
No one makes it this
Seriously.
a couple
Unless
people
it's a
do. I
real.
do.
I do.
I do. Okay, so this is
Justin's parents do.
That's for sure.
Clinical Partners. It's their autism test. Okay, I've already taken this, so I'll partake. But just a spoiler alert: turns out that I'm above average in the autism spectrum.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna read the question. We're gonna go round robin.
Go ahead.
You're gonna answer honestly.
Of course.
We'll give a little feedback and commentary because I feel like some of us are gonna lie, especially John. Number one, I prefer to do things on my own rather than with others. Now, if you might want to pull your phone
Oh,
up.
I gotta pull it. Okay.
I mean, I sent the link. Follow along. You don't want to take it along so we can get a result.
So view all tests. Because this is the link you sent.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what.
view all tests and then click autism.
ADHD, depression, PTSD.
You got the tism.
I have PTSD from the
From
abuse.
Seattle?
No, the abuse that you endure having to have a personal and business relationship with Scott.
You're not wrong about that. What test am I taking? Autism test?
autism test.
Anxiety test.
You're giving me anxiety.
Okay. I'd rather. All right. All right. So I'm going to answer it as we go.
Okay, so we're going to just give our answers out loud. We'll start with you, Justin. This is, I prefer to do things on my own rather than with others.
Slightly agree.
John?
On my own, I would slightly disagree.
I also slightly disagree. You slightly agree. All right, so make sure we follow along there. I think everybody answered that honestly. I find myself becoming strongly absorbed in something, even obsession.
That's not the question.
Oh wait,
I
I'm
have.
sorry. I prefer to do things the same way. For instance, my morning routine or trip to the supermarket.
Definitely agree.
Definitely agree.
Definitely agree. All right, we all are getting some tism. I find myself becoming strongly absorbed in something, even obsessionally. I didn't know that was a word.
Obsessional. Obsessional.
Oh, I threw the LE in there.
I feel like I have two sides to this, though.
All right, well, let's
I'll let you
Justin.
guys-
I find myself becoming strongly absorbed in something, even slightly agree.
So I get obsessed with things, but I'm also easily distracted.
Oh, we're just going to deal with this question. This question managed to distract you. So why don't you just answer that?
I find myself becoming strong. I'm going to slightly agree.
I definitely agree. Yeah, I am.
Do you think that's fair if I slightly agree?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're totally obsessive. I am. I get once I lock. Remember me with knives? Remember
Tennis, watches.
pipes? I was smoking pipes, and
that's
you
right.
guys let me.
Yeah, I know.
And I was telling people that they should also smoke pipes.
3 a.m.
I know.
tennis.
Keto,
Yeah, keto. 3 a.m. tennis YouTube
Bro.
tutorials.
editing,
Editing.
rugby.
Rugby.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely.
Yeah, I
spectrum.
obsess. Okay. So, all right. So, I am very sensitive to noise and will wear earplugs to cover my ears in certain situations.
Definitely disagree.
Definitely disagree.
I slightly agree.
I slightly disagree, but I'm wearing it.
You see my baseball?
Yeah, especially like rap and stuff. That makes me.
That's
That's noise. It's cacophony to me. It's.
Good word.
Thank you. It's
verbiage.
Yeah, thank you. Sometimes people say I'm rude, even though I think I am being polite.
Strongly agree.
Definitely. You said like definitely agree.
Definitely.
Definitely,
I put slightly agree.
I definitely agree.
I don't think that you are ever rude.
Oh, thanks.
I think I
People tell me
sometimes.
I'm rude all the time.
Yeah, and sometimes.
You know what? I kind of. You know how sometimes I get like word vomit and I say words that like Justin, you can't say that word.
Yeah, but
that's
that's
not-
different. You're not like rude. Like you don't have a face where just. You're
Oh
not
yeah, where people
unapproachable.
think that you. Yeah, I'm approachable. I guess. So.
And I'll do it, and I feel like I'm the same way where I'm saying something to somebody, and then and later on somebody will be like, "You're being totally like an." I'm like, well, I was just talking.
Definitely agree. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
All right.
What about you, Donnie? I feel like you're always nice no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you what? So what would you say for that?
I wish I could go back. Can I go back to that? Oh fuck me. Fuck.
Justin lost the test.
Hold on. No, I didn't.
Oh God.
We're on question 6.
I find it easy to imagine what characters from a book might look like.
Strongly agree.
Definitely agree. Let's go in order though, John.
Say that question again.
I find it easy to imagine what characters
He's
from
on
a
question 3.
I just got to do it again.
Okay, so I find it easy to imagine what characters from a book might look like.
I slightly agree.
I definitely agree. Did you know that some people don't have an internal monologue? Do you know that some?
Really?
Do you know that this is a thing? Have you heard about this? You have to read about this. 50% of the people, more than 50% of the people, don't have an internal monologue.
Like they don't talk to themselves.
Like they don't think in a. They don't have a voice in their head that's like.
That thing never shuts.
That's what you do, right? Right? You have.
Mine's very loud.
All right, how about this? You know, this is another thing. Can you, if you were to close your eyes, can you picture a red apple? Like how vivid can you picture a red apple? Can you see a red apple?
I could see it
Like
right
it's
now.
in my hand.
Like it's in
literally.
your, like you can close your eyes and picture a red
Like
apple.
the most perfect apple.
You? Yeah. Did you know that there are people that cannot picture, not only cannot picture,
Picture
a,
what is that-
color or something.
what is that
no,
mean?
they can't visualize it.
What does that mean that they are like?
They're-
Are they like?
They're low IQ.
Well, I was gonna say. Sorry to anybody out
Yeah, they
there.
have-
I can't do that.
But apparently, this is a big thing. Maybe we'll talk about that one day. It's a big study on it, and there's people on Twitter like, "What do you mean you talk to yourself like you have a voice in your head?"
I feel like this is like a Huberman topic.
Yes, it's really so. Okay, so where do we leave off there? 6,
7.
We're on 7.
I find it easy to talk in groups of people.
Slightly agree.
Slightly agree.
Slightly agree.
Yeah, Donnie's a mute.
But you know, it's funny. I've seen him put on do characters and role playing in skits in front of large groups of people.
Was alcohol involved?
Acting, yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
You're
why.
strongly agree
That's good.
on that.
You think that I find it easy?
Yeah.
to talk in
Or you
groups.
do it.
Yeah,
Listen, I would have to make a distinction. Groups of people that I don't know is a nightmare for me. Groups of people that I'm cool with and friendly with, I can do that all day. So that's why I would say slightly agree.
yeah. Because when there's like, I feel like when there's people at John's house, like a party, and then me and you just get going.
Yeah.
And there's
But I like to
Everybody
rile
hates
them up. I want people to talk about me on the car ride home.
Yeah.
I want girls to
We're
tell their
never-
boyfriends
yeah,
that he's not allowed
you
to hang
can't
out with me.
them. Like, we're never going back there again. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I want them to call me names.
That's my favorite.
All right. So number 8, I am more interested in finding out about things than people. I am more interested about finding out about things than people.
I slightly agree.
Slightly agree.
I definitely agree. I'm much more interested in subjects than I am humans.
Yeah.
Slightly disagree.
Really?
I feel like sometimes we like to get, the gossip every now and then.
Oh, I enjoy I don't mind.
That's
but,
why I put slightly agree.
But if the bulk of my day is not like finding
worrying
out about people.
like Hollywood or like reading about people online.
Yeah, I don't care about.
You want information.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm an information person. I find numbers, dates, strings of information fascinating.
I mean, the first two I don't, but I do like strings of information. I guess I'll just put like slightly agree.
Yeah.
I'm going to definitely disagree.
I slightly agree. I love that stuff. Yeah, I'm like the number 3 is repeating. I should.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. I get like weird about like proportions and strings of information and rabbit holes all day.
That's why I put the information, because I could lose myself in a rabbit hole if I start reading about World Trade Center 9/11.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's over.
Yeah, it's
over.
they can-
Especially like recently, the Epstein files that came out.
all day. I love it. This connecting strings. I'm like the fucking Always Sunny. Like I got a board in my room with strings attached to it. Building 7.
Right. Buildings. Somehow that came down.
I prefer nonfiction books and films to fiction.
Definitely agree.
Slightly agree.
Bro, your favorite movie is Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Get the
You're
fuck out of
You
here.
don't read fiction books, and
I don't
Oh,
read
no.
fiction. All the fiction I do read when I read is nonfiction.
All the fiction you read is
All
nonfiction?
the books I read are nonfiction.
Yeah.
Okay.
all
All right.
the books I read are
I
self-help.
definitely agree.
I can't tell you the last time I read a fiction book.
I prefer nonfiction.
I was actually talking about this today. I can't remember the last fiction book I've read.
I
It
like
was in
fiction.
elementary school.
I like fiction. I have a fiction book tattoo, but I
Yeah.
much prefer nonfiction.
Yeah, I like
I like
Can't
fantasy and
I
sci-fi.
like biographies, autobiographies. I'm big into that shit.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
going to
that.
slightly agree.
Yeah. Slightly agree.
Oh, this is great.
I can't control how great
next
of a
one.
movie Fast and
Next
Furious
one
is.
is great. I know.
I find it upsetting if my daily routine is upset or changed.
A million times definitely agree.
Definitely agree.
I start losing my
I slightly
mind.
agree. 'Cause
Really?
I can roll with the
You're
punches.
kind of go with the flow?
Sometimes.
Tough call, bud.
Depends on what we're talking about.
I mean-
Did I miss the gym or, what are we talking about?
I'm a
Do I have to
psychopath.
suddenly go to work? Because then I'm flipping the fuck out. But
Right,
if
somebody
somehow
called
I
out.
can't get to the gym, I'll live.
You're all right.
I'll
Yeah.
live.
Okay.
Definitely agree with that. Okay. It is difficult for me to understand other people's facial expressions and body language.
Definitely disagree.
Definitely disagree.
Definitely disagree. I'm good at that shit. You can figure it out?
Yeah, good job, Donnie.
I don't have any problems making small talk with new people.
Slightly agree.
I definitely agree.
Slightly agree because, our line of work, we got to talk to people. It's just part of it. You can't do it? You don't want to talk about the weather? Some rando?
I feel like you definitely answered it correct, but I feel like it pisses you off sometimes.
I do it.
Yeah, you do it.
I notice very small changes in a person's appearance.
Slightly agree.
Definitely disagree.
I definitely agree.
You can't. You don't notice shit, right?
You don't know what's going on around you.
Unless you tattooed your face.
Yeah. He's so.
I know. If
it's all about John. He's so worried about how he looks. He's not noticing.
If it's somebody
shit.
I'm close to, if I know, I'll notice very small things for sure. Like my manager's girlfriend changed her hair color. I noticed right away from across the room.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some attention to detail.
Nice job.
I'm not sure he appreciated me noticing. Jordan.
Scott will tell me I look fat and I didn't notice.
Pretty good one.
Where do we leave off here? When I was young, I used to play lots of let's pretend and imaginary games.
Definitely disagree.
Definitely disagree.
Definitely agree. I had an actual imaginary friend. His name
still
was
do.
Danny the Dinosaur. And it was because I mistook the book, which was called Danny and the Dinosaur. I thought the dinosaur's name was, I thought it was Danny the Dinosaur. So I had a little imaginary T-Rex friend named Danny, and we went to outer space.
Did you ever hear the flying death story?
No, I didn't hear the flying death story.
That's a Scott parable. I can save that.
Okay.
You know about the flying death story? I'll tell you that, right? Go, what's your answer?
Slightly agree.
You slightly agree?
Also like playing sports.
Yeah, that's what I did as a kid. I played sports. I didn't play Let's Pretend.
I had a big imagination.
Man.
I would I would do. I would lay in bed at night, and me and Danny the dinosaur would go to outer space, and we would shoot.
What would he do?
We would shoot lasers and go on missions.
I had one thing. So when I was
You didn't go on fucking missions to outer space with your imaginary dinosaur friend?
I didn't do that.
We had a blast.
My friend growing up, when we had sleepovers, we sleep in sleeping bags. And we'd pretend the sleeping bag was like a cave, and we were going
in together.
Yeah.
That's. I'm not sure we're talking about the same thing.
What?
I'm not sure we're talking about.
He did have a big imaginary the flying desk.
Oh, I'll tell you the one here. The flying
It's
desk
a good
story?
parable.
Should we finish the test?
Yeah,
first?
I'll tell you. Just remind me at the end. I'll do it because we could do it. Maybe it'll be a short. The flying desk story. It's a parable about
In conclusion,
expectations about reality.
Nice.
I like collecting information about things I am interested in.
Definitely agree.
Definitely agree.
Definitely agree. Especially use blackmail. Oh, you want to talk shit? I know that you're cheating on your girlfriend. Mm-hmm. I got the text messages. Save those for some rainy day. Keep talking shit, motherfucker. What? You know who you are.
Who are you talking to?
I don't know.
His imaginary friend Danny the dinosaur.
I like meeting new people.
Slightly disagree.
Slightly agree.
Slightly disagree. He doesn't want no new friends.
No friends.
Isn't that a thing?
It's a song.
It's
Drake,
It's a
right?
rap.
It's a Drake song.
No new friends.
There it is.
Yeah.
Say it again.
No new friends.
There it is.
Is that? Does he
That's
say
the
new
hook.
new? He says
No, he doesn't say new, but he says
I feel
just
like
says no new friends over and over again.
that's like
That's the hook.
he doesn't want to know nobody.
He don't want to know nobody.
But he's talking about girls, right?
No, it's just that his inner circle, like it's a squad, and
Oh, I
that's
thought it was like a girl thing. Like I
No,
don't want
no,
no friends.
no.
Well, I don't got time. I don't got time to be your friend. People close to me say I talk about the same things repeatedly. 9/11.
I'm gonna put slightly disagree. I don't know if that's.
I don't know. You want to answer for me? Because I don't know.
You don't know if you talk about the same. Has anybody ever said you just talk about the same shit all the time?
No.
All right, so there you go. So I slightly
Slightly.
disagree.
Yeah, slightly disagree.
I think I talk about stuff that I want to talk about, but I
Yeah.
think I change it up.
Pretty,
Yeah, it's-
pretty broad
I'm-
range.
yeah, broad range.
I have
depending on what's
whatever my
going on in the
autism
news.
is into that week. Is
Yeah,
probably
it
something
doesn't
different.
matter.
Yeah,
you know,
keep it fresh.
whatever's in the
What
news.
are you doing? Okay.
Yeah, I think we're all normal in that sense.
I find it easy to work out what people are thinking or feeling just by looking at their facial expressions.
Slightly agree.
I know when a motherfucker's lying.
I would say definitely agree.
I say definitely agree as well. New social situations make me feel anxious.
Slightly agree.
New socials, definitely agree.
Bro, you can't even walk into a new restaurant. You fucking he loses his mind. And
Yeah.
You go somewhere new with him, he's fucking
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
trying something new on the menu, something he's never eaten before in his life is like a fucking life-altering experience for him.
Oh,
His
back
hands sweating. Yeah.
Dude, this new studio, back sweating.
Yeah, he's-
Justin, where should we go? Should we go in the other one? What do you think Scott's going to say?
Should we just take the tablecloth off?
Yeah.
All right, well, there we go.
It's important.
Someone's got to pay attention to detail.
Yeah,
If that's what you call it, sure.
Yeah, you got
Whatever.
it. It's important to me to carefully plan activities, any activities I am going to do.
Definitely agree. I don't
Definitely
know.
agree.
I slightly disagree. I'll get in a car and just fucking.
You
I'm like, we'll figure
want
it out.
nothing to do with anything.
I don't want
You don't want to put
itineraries.
any effort into anything.
That's true. I don't like
You
an
want
itinerary.
everything planned for you.
No, I don't want any. I don't need a plan. Like when I go on vacation, I'm like, let's rent a car, and they're like, where are we going? I'm like, I don't know. Well, fucking let's go.
That's cool. I like that.
You know,
That's a good way to live.
Wind and will. I'm just following it.
Jesus.
Yeah, you definitely agree. Okay.
I think Donnie's the heaviest spectrum one out of all of us.
I find it hard to work out what people's intentions are. I could see that shit coming a mile away, dude. I know what.
I find it hard to work out.
I slightly disagree.
I find it hard to work out.
What do you think there, John?
I say slightly agree because I give people the benefit of the doubt way too often.
I definitely disagree. I can see your bullshit
I'm with you.
a mile away. Yeah. You wear it on your face. I know you're trying. What are you trying to get me for? You want money?
Yeah, it's the prison talk.
How many questions are on this?
We got fucking 5 more, 6 more.
Jesus Christ. Here's Scott again.
I would find it really hard to play imaginary games with children. I'm not playing anything.
I don't play
with
any
kids.
games with children. I can't stand children. I hate them.
If you offered me money, we can go to outer space. Like,
so I got to pay you to babysit, and you're gonna take
no,
my
you
kids
cannot. I'm not being around kids for any fucking reason. But in this particular scenario, I would have no problem creating the coolest imaginary place and doing the coolest imaginary stuff with.
As long as Danny the dinosaur is there,
He would be the main character.
Yeah.
All right. So I slightly disagree.
Yeah, but definitely agree.
I definitely agree.
I'm often the last person to understand a joke. I made the joke, so I get it.
I didn't get that one. No,
We're on 24?
Dude, 24.
I'm sorry. I am a good diplomat, and I can help ease difficult social or work situations.
Slightly agree.
Slightly agree.
I slightly agree. Sometimes I throw gas on it just for fun. All right. I am often the last person to understand a joke.
Definitely disagree.
Definitely disagree.
Definitely disagree.
26.
26. I like doing things spontaneously.
Slightly disagree.
Definitely disagree.
Slightly agree. If I am interrupted doing something, I find it hard to get back to what I was doing beforehand.
Slightly disagree.
Definitely agree.
Slightly agree. I notice patterns in things all the time.
Slightly disagree.
I don't know if I understand the question.
Do you notice patterns?
In what? Like
in everything.
People's mannerisms, patterns
routine,
in like a gym, routine, whatever. If you notice, like, oh, Justin's not on the Stairmaster today.
Slightly
when he came
agree.
in.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
I have some strong interests and get upset if I can't pursue them.
Slightly disagree.
I'll Killdozer, motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't
get out of my
I
fucking
I would
way.
slightly agree.
I definitely agree. Get the fuck out of my way. What? Definitely agree. I can tell if someone I am talking to is getting bored.
Slightly agree.
I've never made anybody bored a day in my
I
life.
was going to say, what if it's me that's getting bored?
I definitely agree. John?
I would slightly agree.
All right, let's see your guys' results.
These results indicate that you, Justin, show autistic traits slightly above the population average.
You're on the spectrum.
What's your number?
15.
I'm 16.
Okay.
So who's the highest?
Scott. Or no, Donnie. Donnie, definitely.
I experienced 18.
Scott,
You're 18?
what are you?
Hold on, I gotta see. All I know is that mine was slightly
You don't know what the number was?
Slightly
above
above.
average.
So you were probably 16. I mean, 15.
I was slightly above average on the autism.
Because that's all mine. You show autistic traits slightly above the population average.
Yeah.
You're 15?
Yeah.
I feel like everybody would be autistic if they took that.
Yeah, I think so too. What were you, Donnie? 16? 18.
He knew he was going to be the highest.
Yeah, he's the winner.
He's the most.
It's
Congratulations.
still not like, it's not crazy.
No.
What's it out of, though?
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
it looks like it's out of 30, just based upon where the 15 and 16 are on the
yeah,
scale.
in the middle of the
yeah.
scale.
It's about like the halfway point.
Good that he's really taking care of the youth too, and the people that have problems that he actually can relate to them.
Therapists typically are.
Takes one to know
exactly.
one.
You know,
So how do you feel about today's show? You want to hear can we close with? You want to hear the flying desk parable?
sure. Is it a good closing topic?
I'm
Really glad that we touched on a lot of gym and supplement product. You know, really pumping our small businesses.
Well, we'll see how this one does. The last one didn't do so well. So
I mean, have
hear it.
any of them really done well?
yeah, some of the clips.
Cooper one was the best.
Some of the Yeah.
No, the Tommy one was the best one, I think.
The Tommy one was the best one.
I mean, that's
And
just
then
because everyone wanted a little goss.
Boomerang,
They
'cause
want the
everybody-
hot goss.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, that's why.
They tuned in.
Yeah, it was a big time.
The flying desk. So when I was a little kid, probably 3rd, 4th grade, me and my friends got this idea that we could make our desks in our classroom fly. And instead of going to class, we would just all sit down at our desks and we would just fly out.
Just take off.
Fly away.
Just fly around the playground.
Radio fly.
Go do whatever we want. Everybody. And they couldn't get us because we were fucking flying, right? So make 3 or 4 of my friends thought this was a great. I'm like, let's do this. Let's make our desks fly. So after school, we went to my garage where there was tools and wood and stuff. And after about 30 or 40 minutes, we realized that we weren't going to be able to make the desks fly.
Okay.
Right. This is like third
I feel like I thought it lasted over like the course of.
This was after
days.
This was after school.
I thought it was just one shot. I thought
This was
you,
after
like, worked
school.
at this for
I
a
mean, I
couple
wasn't.
days.
I mean, we had wood and 2 pieces of wood were put together. Okay, at a right angle.
Did you attach it to the desk?
Well, no, we didn't. We
didn't have the
We didn't
desk.
have it.
They
We
never
had
brought
the,
the desk.
that was the thing. We had to first build
You had
the
to build
desk.
the apparatus.
We had to build the desk.
Oh, the
out
desk.
of wood.
You weren't going to use one of the school desks.
Well, we couldn't
as a
bring. We
prototype.
couldn't. We didn't have one.
Couldn't break into the school and build
We
it
figured
there.
that we could just build the desk and then throw an engine in it
Yeah.
and figure out aerodynamics.
Yeah.
He was super creative as a child.
Really, as you start to learn about Scott's
So much is
upbringing,
unreal.
It is the onion is
Veiled or
being
whatever.
pulled back.
The veil, right? I mean, but this story is a story I would use to tell myself when I'm talking about unrealistic expectations, the impossible. And I see this with guys who like want to open their own business. I call them flying desks. Like dudes who come in and are like, I'm a personal trainer. I'm starting my own. I got a T-shirt with my logo on it. I'm going to start a business. Can you post me on your story? And at this point, I call it's a flying desk. There's no substance.
Right.
There's no, in my life, I've had a lot of flying desks.
Yeah.
You have a good idea, but you have no execution.
Right.
Like this podcast.
Flying desk.
It's a flying desk. In theory.
The success of the podcast.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
we're on
in
the up and up,
theory-
man. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers.
Over
many
halfway
hours?
on the watch hours.
Yeah, man.
People seem to like my supplement videos.
Yeah.
Getting a lot of comments on that.
They liked our workout video.
Your workout video was good. Would have been better if I was in it, but
Yep. So
I forget the context that you first told me that story, but it was really suitable.
was it when you were like, I want to open a gym, and he's like,
No,
flying
it
desk,
was
John.
I knew that story. I've known that story for years.
Oh, I didn't hear this one.
this is a little parable.
Yeah.
And it helps me put things in perspective when I have a wacky idea. I say to myself, is this a flying desk, Scott? Yes, I think it might be.
Okay. Well, hopefully the podcast isn't a flying desk. Hopefully we
We're having fun.
hopefully we get an engine in this bitch and fly like radio. You ever see that movie, Radio Flyer?
Oh yeah.
Can we get like an underground shirt with a flying desk on it?
Okay, we need a new underground shirt. Period.
People keep asking me when on Underground's going to drop
It's going
some
to be
new
a
apparel.
big one.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
Is it in the works?
Yeah, it's in the works.
Are you gonna share a theme?
But the theme is rising from the ashes.
Nice.
A phoenix?
So that's the theme. I don't want to give too much away.
Okay.
I'm taking a page out of your guys' book. I think I'm going to go with big color. Big color.
Can you talk about the inspiration behind it?
Yeah. I think
'Cause your clean
10
date's
years
coming up.
10 years clean,
Yep.
right? The Phoenix is a good, underground nutrition. We come from nothing.
You got a date coming up, right? Or did it pass?
Friday.
Friday.
10 years clean and sober.
Nice.
Who would have thought?
We touched that.
I thought.
yeah.
Nobody else did. I thought.
We touched upon that last podcast, but unfortunately it got ruined.
Yeah, it did get ruined.
Yeah, my birthday, your date coming up.
I think that part made it out there. And
John forgot my clean date. He was a day late.
I texted you a day early.
Yeah, he texted me a day early.
Scott called me on my birthday and just happened to randomly ask me if I have heard from one of our friends.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I talked to him this morning. And he goes, what did he have to say? And I said, happy birthday. And he goes, oh, shit. Happy birthday.
And I had gotten a reminder phone call that it was his birthday, and I like 10 minutes before that. I'm like, hey, John, what's up? What's new? Anything going on?
What's going on in the world?
Happy birthday. Donnie, you got anything to add? What do you think of the show? What scale of 1 to 10?
Wow.
A 9.
Wow. That's
The whole time.
funny the whole time.
Got off to a really good start.
What about you don't like the flying desk idea for an underground T-shirt?
No, it's too obscure. I have to explain it to fucking people.
Yeah.
Well, that's content right there. You can make a reel telling that story.
Should it be me on a desk flying with a space and Danny the dinosaur
Yes,
with
we
me?
could do like a
Space
backdrop.
behind it.
Oh my god, we could have so much fun with this.
I mean, if I was going to do that, I would do it like a Travis Scott color, nonsensical, like that Cactus Jack style.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I would take that and run with it. You'd made it.
Yeah, but then I have to like deal with the fact that you thought of it.
Why? You've helped us with stuff.
No.
Underground's half ours anyway.
Just kidding. Yeah, you guys are half owners. Don, you got anything to add? I think we should wrap it up. What do you think? You got anything else?
You got somewhere to be. I got nowhere to be.
I don't know. You got anything
You're not
else to
having
talk
fun?
about?
Nah, I don't really have
Yeah, I
much.
think. Yeah, I think you want to do. You want to plug something?
Not really.
We'll plug
We're
your-
out of shirts.
Plug your new T-shirt.
We're out of those shirts already, so
Sold
it doesn't
out.
even matter.
Sold out.
I'm
of them
telling you
bitches.
guys, don't do it. Don't make another. Don't do another run.
Stock it.
Don't do it.
Why you say that?
Because that's Underground got good at this. Because I've done it one time. I restocked the Arnold, and
Arnold
I
ones.
might do something special with the Arnold in the future.
Well, you changed it. Didn't you change the color?
I did. No, I did a black and I did a
you
black
make
and
it a
white
tank?
and a
Should
tank.
we do the Arnold with the Paramount logo? You think
I will.
it'll be a hit?
I will sue you.
You
Sue me.
will sue me.
I want a Hasbulla with a fucking Paramount T-shirt on his little ass. I'm infatuated with that
Hate
little
that
fucker.
motherfucker.
Why?
Do you?
Throwing
He
down.
makes me laugh so hard.
I don't like.
funny.
I don't like him. I think he's weird.
He is weird. That's why I like him.
I thought just because of how successful it was,
He's a
that
sideshow.
we should maybe do a fourth color. No, you're not into it. Kind of keep the hype alive.
Well,
No, you got to think of something that's just as cool and do something brand new and do a few more T-shirts than you did on this one and build exclusivity. Because if people think that you're going to get a good idea and you sell out and you're going to restock it in the next month, then nobody's going to have any pressure to buy it. My stuff is like it's hit or miss, but when it goes, and people want it again. And
I was surprised how fast it went.
yeah.
I'm telling you, you should shelf it. That's it. Medusa's dead and gone. No.
Peace out,
Maybe
dog.
maybe in like 2 years when you can't think of anything, you throw it on a new color.
Yeah.
And you go, thank God I
What
didn't.
about what if we do a hoodie? Because people have been asking for a hoodie.
Yeah, definitely do a hoodie. That's different. That's not doing the same thing, but do
Same design on a
black.
hoodie.
Yeah, I might do something like that with the Arnold on a black crew.
I have an idea for a hoodie.
I got a couple.
I'm going to keep it to myself, though, but
You guys want to talk about that documentary? What is a woman?
I didn't watch it.
he didn't watch
So
it.
wait till I
I don't
watch
think
it.
it's the
You
time.
don't want to ask the question.
It's not the right month.
You don't want to talk about the next episode. What is a woman? You watch it? Yeah, I would love to see Donnie's.
I want to hear Donnie's take on it.
I want to hear what Donnie's definition of a woman is.
It's a tease for next
It's
episode.
2023. You went to college, and somebody comes up to you on the street and goes,
Donnie's not as off the wall as you think he is.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes,
No,
the fuck
is
he
a
is.
very reasonable human being.
That's the problem. That right there is the problem.
What?
Donnie is 2023 reasonable.
no.
He's a nice.
No, I think
he's a
he's-
nice guy. His answers are all filtered through the lens of niceties.
That's not true.
He doesn't ever want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Shit. Neither does anybody else in this room.
But the thing is that Donnie will consider. I won't consider somebody hurting somebody's feelings who I think is being unreasonable. Like if you're being unreasonable, if you're coming to me and saying some off the wall shit, and I say that's your
off the wall.
off the wall shit, and I'm like, that's wrong. You're completely a crazy person. And I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm not going to consider your.
I don't even know Donnie as well as you, and I think that he's far more reasonable than you paint him to be.
I didn't say he's unreasonable. I'm saying he.
Well, I'm saying his opinions and thought processes and stuff like that. I think that he is far more like us than maybe even he knows.
No.
Than maybe even he knows.
Might be like you.
No. He is nothing like us. He is a good guy. AOC would hire him on her staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he would fit in. You know? Am I wrong?
Is this podcast about me or is it?
Well, you're a character on the show.
You're like Jamie.
You're like Jamie. I feel like you're doing great. You know, you look good. You look tired. There's your first problem. It's your first mistake. How long? How many miles? Alan's running 72 miles. He's come.
Me and Scott went on a walk.
I heard you
Earlier
told me
2 miles. We banged it out 40
Killed it.
minutes.
Got some vitamin D.
Saw a dead skunk. We were drinking coffees.
I don't think you're supposed to carry your coffee with you when you're doing your walk in the morning, are you?
You're supposed to be drinking water.
I had my waist trainer on. Yeah, a tight waist. I'm getting that
Yeah, this
V.
Home Depot belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you put the Vaso burn underneath your waist
I
trainer?
don't need it. It's just hot as hell. Sweating.
Sweating.
Down my ass
What is it,
crack.
like a wetsuit? Like a little wetsuit?
You pull
band?
that thing off and it's fucking sloppy.
No. Man. All right. Till next time. 2 weeks.
I thought that's where we're getting good.
All right. I guess we'll see everybody in 2 weeks. Scott, you got anything? Say goodbye to the audience.
Oh, we're done. Thanks everybody for watching.
Awesome. Killdozer.
So please take the autism test along with us at home and
Yeah.
let us know.
Post a link
Let us know how
in the comments.
autistic you are in the comments.
Yes. Peace out.